Alright, we've just looked at the PNSO baby T-Rex, which was a delight in detail and colour, but to me at least, had a mixture of cute and dangerous. Now let's move on to what I really consider cute and innocent. And here we have RT, the baby Sinoceratops. Now when I think of a baby, I think innocent, vulnerable, harmless, and I get that impression from this. Now the baby eyes are round and bulging, right? One of those hallmarks of babies that we all love. And again, it has a very nice shine to it, almost as if they'd use glass inserts for them. Now, these liquid, bulging eyes are innocent, with no hint of an evil thought. And even this hapless pose, right? Half sitting, half lying with her tiny little tail curled up is definitely cute. It kind of reminds me how my cat would shrink back into her cell when she knows she's done something wrong. Now, I'm not aware if any baby Sinoceratops were ever found, but we do have baby Triceratops skulls. And interestingly, because the baby Triceratops skulls already have horns and frill, the idea that these were only for sexual display was questioned, because why have them in babies? But these structures are metabolically expensive to maintain, and there must have been other good reasons to have them, such as perhaps special recognition. And in this, you certainly see the very underdeveloped bump of a horn and the little frill without the distinctive forward-hooking epoxipitals she'll have as an adult. Now at this larger scale, exquisite detail which would have been lost in a smaller figure can be had, and you only just have to look at the tiny scales everywhere. The frill, right, in the snout over here, the sides, the body with a variation down the spine, and even interspersed among them, there are hints of osteoderms that will of course become larger as the animal matures. Also notice the generous amount of baby fat, and you see this in the jowls, in the body generally, and here in the hands, the pudgy little hands. And I'm not even sure, but this area over here looks like it might represent some kind of fat storage. And of course, we know that one thing babies are is fat. I mean, this thing just looks like a little Jabba the Hutt. Actually, come to think of it, the color scheme is pretty similar, isn't it? Now, I'm not sure if someone at PNSO was having a lark, but I could argue, of course, that the color palette is also quite similar to that in the PNSO adult Synops over here. So maybe not. Speaking of color, it's again very nicely executed. Now, just look at how naturally the green segues into other colors throughout the body. Like here in the frill, into the thighs here, right? And also, I like that beginnings of color are hinted at, such as in the forearms over here. You see the greens are very, very faint, but certainly you can expect that to deepen and darken as it matures. Now, I love greens. It used to be that dinosaurs, when I was a kid, were either green or brown, and that seems passé now. So it's nice to see some green now and then. There's also this little pamphlet, again with an interesting message for children. And I'm just going to read a bit for you. Now, I'm RT, the Sinoceratops, a young dinosaur. I don't understand why I look different from my parents. I'm smaller than my parents, and I knew that, but my head frill was unexpectedly different. Their huge head frills curved slightly forward, as if they were always ready to attack predators, but mine bent backward, and there's no way that can attack anyone. My frill only has small bumps which hardly count as horns. A long and sharp nasal horn grows above their noses, but I only had a pitiful little tip, and mentioning it makes me embarrassed. I never knew I was so different from my parents, and when I saw my reflection, I was terrified and I ran home crying. Finally, one day I couldn't bear it anymore and I told my mother about my secret wish, and my mother smiled and said to me that I am a child who can and will be different. I don't have to be like any other dinosaur, and not even like my mom and dad, and one day I will grow up to own powerful frill and horns, but I will be RT, not somebody else. And this is really the kind of messaging I wish more toys aimed at children had. Very meaningful. And I'm also delighted at the standard of English, which is not yet common coming from China. You know, if I had children, I would have no hesitation gifting them a PNSO figure. So that's my short take on these little PNSO babies. They're just beautifully sculpted, detailed, and painted in a proportion as you would expect of babies, and of course very cute. Indeed, I wouldn't go so far as to say that was Sideshow still producing dinosaurs today? This is what I might expect if they were to do babies and on this scale. So truly a nice addition to your dinosaur collection, especially if, like me, you've never previously had any babies. Alright, I'm signing off. Please leave your comments below. I'd love to hear what you think, especially whether or not you find the T-Rex cute, or even as cute as the Sinoceratops.